Okay, hello. My name is Andras Timar, and I'm the leader of Collabora Productivity's support and QA team. So today I will present you a case study about a very difficult and complex issue that our team found, debugged, and solved. And well, actually, it's a success story because we found it before the customers and gave a quick fix. So the bug. Some people reported when we edited the document collaboratively that they couldn't save the document. But not always, sometimes. It didn't happen to all people, just to some people. But when it occurred for a certain document, it was persistent, so that user at that time couldn't save the document. Other users could still save, so it was not a big problem, of course. We didn't lose any data. On the other hand, saving is quite a critical feature of its suite, so probably it's well worth to debug and fix it. So here came the next step, the triaging of the bug. And a lot of people started to help us and try to find what was going on. Unfortunately, we got very mixed messages. So some thought that it happened only in the debug build. Some others reported that it happened only with the integration and not with if they just started up in standalone mode on their computers. So we didn't have a good reproducer for a long time, and usually we can assign a problem to a developer when we have a good reproducer. So it's the task of the support team to find a 100% reproducer, and then we could assign someone to actually solve it. So we started to look for further. Of course, we analyzed the log, but nothing special popped up. Then we started to think about how we save the documents. So it was mentioned earlier today that save is a two-step process. First, we save the document with the kit to the jail, and then we upload it to the storage. And we didn't find anything in the log, but we found the lack of something, the lack of the put file request that actually uploaded the document to the storage. So in this way we found out that the error must be in the kit. Then we could read the logs coming from the core, and we found that XML export-import exception that meant that the save was unsuccessful, and it was reported back to the online part that the callback was unsuccessful, which was not a very helpful message, but luckily we found the reason. But why was that? We found out that it's related somehow to translations. One wouldn't expect it, but it seems like that when we work with styles, we have style names, predefined style names in the Office, and those style names are saved in the document in the localized form. So if someone opens it with a German Office, then these default style names are written as German in the document. It can be seen as a design issue with the file format, but we cannot do anything about it. It has a long history. Naturally, we cannot change it. The question is, why did we run into this problem? So it turned out that when the first editor opens the document in one language and the second in another language, and the second language doesn't have localizations in the core, then we have a problem. Which is not a common use case in a company who uses online, because they probably use it in the same language. But it happened to us because we have a group with people with several nationalities, several localizations, and that's why we could found this. It turned out that it was a regression from quite long, from the previous presenter, Shimon, who wanted to localize the style names displayed on the user interface, and that's why he translated the style names for each view. So it's not a problem in the desktop office, of course, because you have only one view in one language. But in online, you can have several views with several languages. And only the first view could save the document on the language. So now, when we had this root cause, we had the first idea that we would just switch back to English always, and when we save, and then always English style names would be saved in the document. But it turned out that it caused another regression. When we opened a German document, suddenly all page breaks turned into line breaks. So we had to revert this change quickly and have a second shot on the problem. We use only the first language that the first opener's language for saving. So we cache this language, and when we save, we switch back to that language. And this was the right approach. It caused another small regression, somewhere the language was not initialized properly, but we quickly found that and fixed that, and finally the bug was fixed. So, as I said in the introduction, luckily this bug wasn't found by the customers, because they usually don't have collaborating users with different UI languages. At least nobody has ever reported this problem to us. But it was a good lesson to learn us to pay attention to localizations and test more with localized builds. And of course, we thank Ash for actually fixing the bug, and to Gabriel to help with the testing, and of course to Aaron, who did most of the work with the bug triaging and helping with creating the slides. So, thank you.
Okay.